Alright, so I made a joke about becoming a makeup vlogger, and although that is not happening, a lot of people did ask me to do a scene makeup tutorial, because I was, of course, in high school in 2008 and 2009, and I was, of course, extremely scene, emo. I was more on the scene side. Uh, I have come across quite a few scene makeup tutorials since then, but here's the thing, they're always like very polished. Like, it's almost like if scene were done now, in this age of perfect makeup and people having access to tutorials and stuff, there's like, where's the authenticity? So I really decided that I'm gonna make this video doing my makeup exactly as I would have done it then, and almost with the exact products I would have used then. The only thing I don't have is the foundation, because, you know, we're like in a global pandemic crisis, so I couldn't go out and buy foundation for a video. But so step one is to not prep your face whatsoever. Do not wash it. Do not exfoliate. Do not use a primer. So I always did a matte foundation, which was horrible for me because I have naturally extremely dry skin, but I did not know that. Today I have this CoverGirl foundation, and CoverGirl is what I used at the time. This just isn't the exact one, but the goal is to just put way too much on. I also cannot stress enough that you do not want to match your shade. Do not put any work into that. Just go to the drugstore and be like, yeah, that's close. I did not know about setting your makeup. I didn't know that that was a thing you're supposed to do, so I would just call this foundation a day. And I remember one time I was at a concert, and this guy and I, we grabbed each other's faces, and we were like screaming in each other's faces, and he pulled his hands away, and he had my makeup all over his hands, and he like wiped it off on his jeans. Again, do not match this to yourself. So once again, we're going for a very matte look, which is the exact opposite of what my skin desires. The goal is here to just basically, yeah, that's about looking how I would have liked it to look, how I would have wanted it to look. I would have felt good about that. I do not feel good about that now. That's okay though, because I'm not present Molly Ann, I'm past Molly Ann right now, and I'm letting her control my body. She has possessed me. And now I'm going to do my waterline. Wow, I haven't put eyeliner on my waterline in like 8 years. This is actually upsetting. How did we not get horrible infections? How did we not just all have pink eye all the time? So this was the look. Now, another thing I won't be able to do in this video is straighten and tease my hair, because I love myself, and I've worked very hard to love myself in my adulthood, so I can't do that to myself. This is my sister's Link cosplay wig, but unfortunately, it looks pretty much like what my hair looked like in 2008. I woke up every morning 2 hours before school and straightened my hair and back combed it to make it big and poofy. And the entire time, because I fell asleep with Cartoon Network on, in the morning it would come on and Bakugan would play. And then I had subconscious knowledge of Bakugan Brawlers, even though I never actually watched it. And I got into an argument with some kids on the bus about Bakugan, like I had been possessed by its spirit, even though I never watched it. This was a scene makeup tutorial. I think we can all agree this is something that's better left in the past. People do ask what the difference between emo and scene is. Emo was like the darker colors, dye your hair black, kind of like a sad goth. Not sad as in like a bad job at goth, just like a very like sad person who's goth. Music was a big thing. Emo music, scene music. I'm of the opinion that scene music was truly terrible. Blood on the dance floor, don't at me. But the emos had My Chemical Romance, and there was a lot of overlap, so we definitely shared that. I think it was a simpler time. It's worth noting I did have pink extensions and pink bangs, so some things we can never bring back to the future. And so we beat on like boats against the current, born ceaselessly into the past or whatever. I don't know.